Hi, my name is Maximilian Heth. I'm the Director of Marketing for SNS System, and today I'd like to walk you through a brief product demonstration of a custom database system that we created for Plans by Design, an architectural firm that specializes in designing custom home plans. So, to give you a brief overview of what you're looking at here, we have three main databases: plans, builders, and subdivisions. And below these blocks you can see lists that we've created for all the builders, subdivisions, and the plans that are in this database. You can search through each list by typing in, say for example, let's say you're looking for custom classics, so you would type in custom, then classics, and there it is. You can see it's in the database with the record ID, builder, created date, and modified date. And this is more or less just a general overview. It's useful if you're just wanting to know if, say for example, you're a client and you want to know whether there's a particular builder in the database. This would be a good way to start with that. Or let's say you're a builder and you want to find a specific subdivision. So you could type in Hills Creek. You can start with Hills, and then Hills Creek pops up, or Carruth Hills Addition, Castle Hills, Preston Hills, Hills of Breckenridge, Greenland, so on and so forth. Below the dashboard, you have the Manage User section, and you can enter in as many users as you want, and to do so you just enter the username, password, select a user role from any one of the four. Most of the time you're going to be choosing either admin, builder, or client. And then of course provide a last name, first name, last name's required, phone, email, city if needed, and then to activate the profile you just click is active, and then you click save. And below that you have manage subdivision. Now you get to search through, essentially it's the same information that you saw initially in the dashboard. But in addition to that, you also get to actually modify the information by clicking on the Edit tab. So you can click that, and it'll open up the subdivision. And really, you can change the name of the subdivision if you wanted to. No need to do so unless you wanted to add additional information to it for any particular reason. So. So you have two options over here for all the plans that are located within this particular subdivision. And you can see the address, the basic address. If you want to actually edit those, the plans assigned to those project IDs, you just click the Edit button. And you can see it's associated, the project ID is 740777862 and is assigned to plan number 740. So, which is really a combination of the plan number and the total square footage, plus the number of levels, if I'm not mistaken. So you have that's what makes up the entire project ID. And and then you get to, if you want to change any information here, you can. And you can search through. You can search for, depending on what exactly you're looking for. Let's say you're looking for a project ID that begins with the number 62. So 62, you don't know what else it is. 62, and you see this one, which is my 62, and project ID 62, and so on and so forth. And let's maybe say that you know the square footage, so it's 2,428 feet. Well, there's a property that with a square footage of 2,428 feet right here, as you can see. So pretty flexible tool, and again, you can add all the plants as needed. Moving on from there, we'll go down to Manage Builder. Pretty much the same functionality. You can search for any builder you want. Let's say the name of the builder starts with the letter J. So you type in J, and here is your list. So Ginny Jackson Gates Jr., Juven Schluter, John Hawkins, Jim Benson, Joss, J.D. Smith, R.J. Hans. So you can click the Edit button, edit all the information for that builder. And in addition to that, you can also see the plans, the number of plans that are assigned to that builder, which incidentally you can also edit by just clicking the edit buttons. So and that's pretty much it. If you want to add a new record, you can do so by let me go back to the Manage Builder section. You can add, no matter where you are in the Manage sections, if you want to add a new record, depending on where you are, you just click the New Record button, and you enter the information that you want to add in the fields here. Keep in mind that, of course, this is a custom database, so depending on what your data needs are, we'll create, each section based on whatever information you want to input in there, depending on what you already have available. And we can also create create fields and such for you to enter, depending on what information you want to update. And for this section in particular, you can just enter a builder. You can enter the phone, address, state, email, city code, postal code, zip code, if you want to add that information. If you simply just want to enter the name, which is required, you do so, and then you hit save, and you have a new builder. Or subdivision, or client, or plan. It's basically the same system through and through for each feature. Now, very quickly, you might have noticed earlier that, for example, if you're searching through the builder section, and you click the edit item, and you want to edit the plan, as soon as you're done editing that plan, it'll take you straight to the Manage Plan section. But if you want to go back to the Manage Subdivision or Manage Builder, you just click those respective items, and you'll go back to where you started. So that said, we're going to go to the Manage Plan section, and having the search feature handy is really useful. Of course, you can use the search tool. Let's say you want to find a depth that's, I don't know, 54. You want to find a depth of 54 feet. So there's a plan with a depth of 54 feet. Maybe it's 64 though. Oh, there's another one. It's 64 feet. Maybe it's 61. And there are two plans with a depth of 61 feet. Now, to get more specific, of course, you could also combine that search tool with the find feature. That's pretty universal in most browsers. Just type in Control F or Command F if you're on a Mac, and type in 61. And you see, of course, this is what the tool had found. It just hadn't highlighted everything. But the find tool can. So, as you can see, there are two plans down there with a depth of 61 feet, or with a 61, or with the number 61 in the project ID, or the plan number. which is pretty handy. So, and if you want to edit any of the plans, just again click the edit button, change any of the information here as needed. Maybe the client wants stucco instead of brick, or maybe they want stucco and stone, and then you hit save. But we're not going to do that. We're just going to close this out. And if you want to add a new plan, just wait for us to, okay, here we go. New record, you just click new record if you want to create a new plan. It'll automatically assign a plan number, so you enter the square footage, the depth, width, exterior materials, brick, stucco, stone, siding, foundation type, select how many bedrooms there are for that particular plan. Living room, these are all just yes, no attributes, so whether it has these or not, you can just go through and click all of them. Levels, you get to pick 1 through 3. You can either select the subdivision or just type in, let's say, it starts with K or includes the letter K. Okay, so Highland Park. Then you can select a builder. You can assign it to Dallas Homes. That's the builder you want to choose. Client, if they're already in your database, we can certainly add that information very easily. You can type in just the first letter of their name and select it from the list. Let's say it's Elliot, style, old world, start date, and so on and so forth. Pretty straightforward stuff. And then you just click save as soon as you're done with that. Again, we're not going to save that information. And we'll just go ahead and skip to the last part, which is probably, in my opinion, the coolest feature because you get to sort of play with stuff visually. Now, this is one feature that the team is still working on. It looks like there's a depth of 50,200 feet. This is not the case, though, just to really point that out. What's actually going on here is that you're seeing a minimum depth of 50 feet and a maximum depth of 200 feet. 200 feet, excuse me. So what you do is just you take the slider and you select a minimum depth. Let's just say it's a minimum depth of 68 feet. Okay. And the maximum depth is 170 feet. And so on and so forth. We're actually going to include more information in that field so you guys will know for certain that it's 68 feet and 170 feet and not 68,170 feet. Same thing with width, square footage. Those are just minimum and maximum values. So, and you get to select the number of bedrooms, bathrooms. So we'll just go ahead and select that. And you get to select additional types. You can select whether it's you just want to look through the French style database or the colonial or old world, ranch, prairie, cabin. Select living rooms. Well, they don't have that enabled yet. We'll work on that. Same with garage entry, exterior material. Let's just go with brick for now because there seem to be quite a few brick options. And you can also search by builder. It will sign all the results by either builder or client, depending on whether those are existing properties or those existing attributes match up with any properties that are assigned to builders or clients. And then you search. And we have quite a few results that correspond to what that fit within the attributes that we defined. And And you can look at the entire list. I forgot to mention this a little too earlier. It's a pretty basic drop-down tool if you just want to go through the entire list and scroll up and down and just look at stuff, then you're good. You can do exactly that. And if you just wanted to take a look at the information up front, you could use the view button. I just prefer to use the edit button. Either way, it's up to you. Let me actually see if I can enter that information again, because I seem to have lost. I seem to have backtracked and lost a view of that page. So let's go ahead and enter some random information again. And using sliders is a lot more fun than just, I guess, typing in data. But depending on what your uses are, if you already know what you're looking for, then you can use the search tools in the manage sections. But if you just kind of want to play around, you have an idea what you're looking for, but you don't have anything really specific in mind, then you can just sort of dabble around with this stuff and then click search, and here you go. You have quite a few options here to play with again, and if you found something that you wanted to take a look at or change, just click the edit tab. Or if you just want to take a look at the attributes for that property, you just click the view button. So that said, that's pretty much the extent of the tool. Thank you for watching this presentation, and if you have any further questions, feel free to contact us at